So bro, how would you like to save some more money on installing an EV charger?
More money? You know me, I'm kind of cheap and frugal, so.
Perfect. Then I've got some deals for you.
Let's go check them out.
Just check them out.
Hey,
I'm Colin.
and I'm Chris.
And you're watching Amped Up Sibs. So before we start on the home and apartment and workplace rebates, there's a few things we need to get through here. First thing is, for the rebates, the plugs and chargers have to be SAE J1772. So no Teslas, they are off the board. They have to be new chargers and they have to be on the BC Hydro list, which you can go online and check. Something for you also to know, there is a certain timeline you have to do it in. There are permits and licensings to be done to get these accomplished. Also, if you have a little issue, there is option for BC Hydro to offer you 5 free hours of advisor time to go over things. And also to be known is that there's only so much money. So it is really while the money lasts.
Yeah, it's really important to go early if you're thinking about it, right when they re-up on their money. They just did October sometime, they put more money into the account, and the previous time was June. So who knows, it's probably around June or something that they'll look into another set of money, another fund.
Yeah, but it only lasts so long, and then that's it.
And then that's it, yeah. Now, let's talk about the home EV charger rebate. So it is up to 50% up to $350. And there's a possible $250 for certain eligible smart EV chargers. And of course you have to see the list on BC Hydro's website to figure out whether you qualify for the smart EV charger or whether your charger qualifies at all. You also have to apply for this within 90 days of the installation. And so make sure you keep all the paperwork, etc.
Yeah.
Now the apartment condo complex, this is kind of the important stuff here, especially for me living in an apartment.
Yeah.
So the apartment condo complex has to be EV ready. And you can, there's several steps to this EV ready plan. First one is the plan. Yeah. And you can claim 75% up to $3,000. So that's just for the plan. Once you've got the plan, there's the infrastructure, and it's 50% up to $120,000 and $600 per parking space or per charging space. The charger, so purchasing the charger, it's 50% up to $14,000 per charger, and 50% up to $14,000 for the chargers. So you can claim up to $14,000. The next one is a standalone charger or a set of standalone chargers. You can have network chargers, up to 50% of that, $2,000 a station, and it's again max $14,000 for the complex for claiming. You have to be aware of the order of processes. So you got to get well, the plan, the infrastructure, and then the installation, but your electrician has to do some things as well. The paperwork must be sent in at a specific time. You have to apply for it before all of these things start to be paid for and before you start to really get into it, because there's a timeline, and I think it's 6 months.
Yeah.
So once you kind of get into it, they will, or once you apply for it, they'll email you within a month, they said, 30 days, and then they'll tell you what your timeline is and when you have to complete it. And there's, from that date, there's a list of, I must hand this in at this time.
Also, to add to that, there is the Strata. Strata is the one who's actually responsible for all this, so it's not you as an individual, but you do have to make sure the Strata is doing this and knowing all these things as well.
Yeah, get them involved. Now, the apartment condo complex billing options. This is really complicated. Billing is going to be the tricky part, and I think that's why most stratas are shying away from it. At least that's why mine is. So you could bill it to a common account, which is where you would bill common areas. It's a specific meter that deals with common areas that the strata pays for, not individual owners. You could have separate EV access or separate EV accounts, and that would be all of the EV chargers on one account, which would then be paid through strata, etc. So nothing really comes back down to the individual owners. I'm parking here, I'm spending this much time, and I'm paying it, which makes it really tricky to manage, because it's still only one account for everybody who owns an EV.
Yeah.
The last one is owner-specific account, so you could attach the charger to an owner specifically. You kind of run the risk of, if it's outside and available, somebody's just going to use it and charge you. So that's a little tricky as well.
Yeah.
One option that they obviously don't offer, but we might talk about in our next video or an upcoming video, is this Bloom EV charger, which is, I want to say, a bed and breakfast for EV chargers.
Yeah,
because that's how it was described to me.
Sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The workplace is next.
I guess next and probably last on this thing is, of course, workplaces. Now, it is up to 50% coverage, same as the condos apartments, to a maximum of $2,000 a charger, and of course $14,000 for your whole workplace. Now, they only offer this though as up to a max of 4 workplaces. So if your company has 4 separate places, that's all they will allow to do. And of course, as of everything, it has to be all pre-approved. So you'll have to go through the whole process of planning, infrastructure, and everything else. And then of course your bosses or the owners of the building will have to get the ball rolling. Yeah,
that would be really tricky if the boss wasn't the owner of the facility. Then you have to get another party involved.
Yeah, so
complicated stuff.
Can be complicated, yeah. But if you do your due diligence and really do your research, it's not as bad as everybody likes to think it is.
No, the website, checking out the BC Hydro website, I found, despite all the paperwork, which is frustrating, it's actually laid out really well. Yeah. The order of everything and how to do it. It's not as complicated once you break it down like that.
That's true, that's true.
All right, I think that's all of the money we're saving right now on EV chargers. Thanks for watching.
Catch you later, eh?